Hello and welcome everybody back to League of Ungentlemanly Warfare. Kebablord here, and we are continuing with Season 2 of Anno 1800 with all DLCs. And yeah, our goal in this episode, well, basically we have several goals. One thing is, of course, we're going to expand our advanced coffee production. And for that we need more malt, but hey, that is fine. For more malt we are going to need more grain, and we will use that grain production actually also to produce our champagne. I mean, at the moment champagne is not needed that much, but still. And yeah, that is going to be fun, I can already tell. So we are currently researching a couple of items. Well, one item for now, but there will be others. To make sure that we have an increased grain production, that will make sure that we will have champagne as a byproduct, and that will work. The second goal that we are having is, and that is something that we can basically start immediately, I aim to start the quest for the Great Eastern.
Viscount Guffington Hawkmoor.
You gained an influence bonus.
So that is something that we can actually start immediately.
Set sail!
Ah, you're ready.
So, since we already did that quest in Season 1, there's no reason to go through all these quest descriptions again.
If you pop...
So, quest book, take a photo of our sweet World's Fair.
I am quite penetrated by your...
Yeah, I'm not going to say anything about that. My question is now, will there be a second part of the quest? Archie?
Righty-ho!
Oh, really? You think that is my capital? That's so cute. Oh well, one day there will be a capital here. At least a bit of it.
The epidemic spreads across your city. The people celebrate your leadership.
Climb the rigging!
Deliver 70 tons of steel beams, that shouldn't be too much of an issue. Of course we are now sailing against the wind, so that might take a little bit of time. Meaning I can already start with preparation over here. So, yeah, the malt houses, they have electricity, therefore that will work a little bit better. We might actually also need a trade union for them.
We lack the...
The epidemic left buildings abandoned.
Yeah, the Arctic region. One day we will also take care of that. But as I said, one day. So, we shall have a trade union here. Will also be interesting to see what kind of items we can use for that. And another trade union will be here. So time to go back to
New
the old
orders?
world. Load in the required building material.
Set sail.
So, and what we are also going to need, that is on the interesting part, by the way, how's our
I'm
trade
delighted
export
to
going?
introduce our new colleague.
You're delighted to introduce our new colleague, yeah? So, item development,
you're
we
ready.
want to go for the grain farm. So we have that one that increases productivity, but also the number of modules needed. Productivity plus 80. And I want also that one for champagne. Do we have anything else that might be nice for us? Productivity plus 40, yeah, nothing too big. Productivity plus 70. Yeah, we will go for Alexander Hancock. Yeah, Alexander Hancock and the medal winning producer.
Ship of the line
you're
reporting
ready.
in. Steer us forth.
Heavens, what shall I tell Her Majesty?
I'm working on that, Archie. No problem. Karl and his large cities. There will be a war one day. So, time to prepare a fuel depot. And since the range is so massive, that should do the trick. So that should also work. By the way, what kind of items exist there for the malt house? Is it even called malt house? Yeah, just written a bit differently than I initially thought. Okay. So, malt house. Usually word combinations are a German thing. So anything special here? Not really, only the usual stuff that counts as drink production. So there's not that much that we can boost. So, how much more do we actually need? We need 47, we are producing 31. Yeah, we should be fine.
I'll do.
A comely locale.
So yeah, once we got the champagne heavily produced, not only via items supplied, we are going in the next episode for telephones for our scholars.
Fine flourishes of fancy, unfettered and free.
And that is actually stuff that is quite easy to produce, though we are going to do it here on this island. And we are not only going for coal mines, because we don't have coal mines here, but instead for charcoal burners. I just need to be careful that we are not overdoing it, so I will maybe even need another trade union for items for our oil power plant. That will save us some oil. So oil power plant. Okay, that reduces the explosion chance, but I know there are some that are producing oil. Here, for example, leading electrical engineer. Oil +1 out of 3, meaning only 2 out of 3 units are being consumed. Here we have 1 out of 5. And maybe there's another item like that somewhere that makes sure that we are only going to use half the amount of oil that we initially need. Or I could simply increase our oil production. Would also be a valid possibility. So...
Churning water, Admiral.
By the way, do I already have a coffee trade route? Yep, I do. Oh, penny farthings and light bulbs are apparently full. Not really, but it says there are issues. Wait, it says it's not loading.
We are missing all the elements to produce a reaction. Curious.
Did I really for the... Wait. We don't have caoutchouc?
A bit of a coup securing their expertise.
Our imports and exports are not working properly. That is a bit of an issue. Yeah, it is because the storage here is nearly full. We filled it the entire time, and that is now causing trouble. Okay then.
This city is a magnet for genius.
We need to check for all the import and so on now. Okay, now I understand what the issue is. And it can be solved by waiting.
The finishing touches, and there.
Yeah, we simply need to wait a little bit. So you have now a quest item. Fine, that we can now deliver
Let
over
the
here.
sails fill.
An empire covers both land.
Oh, you just want 800,000 for a single ship? I dare to say that the ships that I can build are simply more sexy. Good, and if I recall correctly, we can now research the next item. So, grain farm. And with that, we get the metal winning producer. Oh yeah, I forgot we are actually producing a bit of chocolate here. Also another thing is that we are the entire time also transporting our cannons to other locations. And yeah, that of course means they are also not available in our production islands. Extravaganza streamer, Perfurian warship, Perfurian battle cruiser. Are we going to use the warship? Or will we go for the cruiser? Yeah, we will build one warship so that we just have it in our fleet, because I'm going to replace the item with
I'm
our
a happy
Great
person.
Eastern.
You're a happy person.
We are going to build an expedition ship with a Great Eastern.
Had a rip-roaring time of it.
Climb the rigging.
You're constant and
Okay, you now need 40 tons of steam motors. We will collect that. Quite soon the city will be larger than anything we had in Season 1. Though to be fair, the Scholar District is making quite a bit out of that, so... Telephones, we need for that a filament factory. Marketry workshops.
few sundries.
The
That's all
cherry
stuff that we
atop
can
our
provide.
beautiful
Nope.
seat.
Warmongers are not getting any support from my side. Yeah, and fortunately we don't even need to produce rum. So in around 3 episodes we are going to Embesa, increasing our production there. And we will also streamline some of our scholar production to make sure we don't have to import that much. Because I really want to increase our scholar districts even further. Just imagine how many houses we could place in here, for example. But yeah, that is reserved for the palace. But also when we have gotten rid of that area, when we are able to expand the city. I also need to make sure that we are producing the rest of the stuff that we need in order to increase our prestige level even further. I mean, I could go for additional investor districts. Each of the Eric Lizovskis that we have here in our town halls increases overall our attractiveness by, what was it, 160? I mean, yeah, per house in the area of influence it's +2. Here it would be nice to see how many houses are actually influenced by that town hall as a number. Would make some calculations a bit easier. But again, that is something that is fully nice to have. So, you 2 minutes 35 left. But yeah, once that is available, we are going to realign those. Question is, are we actually going to produce wood veneers on our own? Or is there maybe an item with which we can put the production into something else? For brick factory and concrete factory, instead of its usual workforce for building employs farmer workforce, extra goods, wood veneers. All carpentry works in window makers, wood veneers. Yeah, that is for gramophones, but not important for us. Okay, not really. We are simply going to produce it on our own.
Securing their expertise.
It's not like it's super expensive to do. So, okay, now we've finally got our award-winning producer, or medal-winning producer, or whatever. So, trade union items, all world crop farms. Soap farm that produces dynamite. That is just funny.
Engines underway.
So now items for the oil well, so that we can turn this into a proper industry island.
We better brainstorm.
Good thing we don't have to worry about research points anytime soon. One day we will also have enough influence that I can afford a war fleet of proportions that Karl could never imagine, and that we will simply attack each of the islands simultaneously. Also, I wonder how strong we can make a ship. Pretty sure with Perforian Battlecruiser we can easily get it to at least 50,000 hit points. And if you have an entire fleet of them? Yeah, once we have around 800 influence or anything like that. Okay, good. Now it's time for...
Ship constructed.
for reworking our industry. So, that is the Perforian warship. I have to admit, it looks cool.
I've just been delving into your heritage.
Yeah, and we have increased attack rates and so on anyways. So, and let's compare it with the Perforian Battlecruiser. Okay, so how many mortars? We need 47 malt, meaning that we need around 47 grain.
Farm? We know fields?
So most likely that is going to be so enough fields. So the question is, where am I going to draw the line? I think we'll do it around here.
Your ship has returned from its voyage.
Finally, the transport time alone will make it hard to do the quest in time.
The people celebrate your leadership.
What do we have here? Iron deposit. Yeah, that is stuff we can simply import. And that is the great thing about the Dockland DLC. We can simply import. I don't have to think about all that shit anymore. Such a small but useful DLC. Not fully world-changing, but a nice addition. Once you have played it long enough. So, welcome to my superior farmland. Quite big for just 6 farms. And if you click on that, we see the production is now at 400% and it's still on the rise. Yeah, we are producing more than enough. So, and that also means we are producing a bit of champagne. So let's see, where should we go? 100, 140, 210, 290. Yeah, come. Why are you interrupted? 481, 482. What have I done? Now I wish there would be an item for trading unions that would increase the amount of loading ramps. And I'm pretty sure initially they thought about that, otherwise I cannot explain these 2 slots. I might even want a few additional farms. Because 47 is the amount of coffee that we need now, but we want to produce for the future, right? So let's increase production by another 50%.
The ingenious device is complete.
Yeah, we are going into that area actually. That way we keep alternative routes open in case we want to build more farms.
Competitors are now at war. Ceasefire has ended.
By the way, yeah, you were supposed to get one of those. Not trade route. Here. Old wood. To bright suns. Right, and that was, yeah.
There we
Okay.
are, all better.
So I hope some of you find building all these fields as satisfying as I do. So, how many are we producing now? 74, yeah, that works at least for the time being.
Ceasefire has ended.
So, item development again for the oil wells.
Look busy, people.
Okay, there's not enough electricity over there. Still, that should do the trick. Yeah, that works.
We're in the presence of a virtuoso.
Well, I'm definitely not going to say no to that.
Better than I predicted.
By the way, how much coffee do we now have here in our stores? Over 3,000 tons. And we have light bulb scarcity, which is not really a surprise.
Ship constructed.
To your station.
So and here we have now the Bavarian battlecruiser, which is just a battleship with flamethrowers.
Battle deck
Oh
to
well, it could
attention.
definitely be way worse, right? Also looking cool, but I find the battleship cooler.
Cargo boat at the ready.
We put our love into this.
Fire chance very high. Oh, you have no idea how much I don't like to read that. Well, that is the issue when you crank up a productivity to 508%. Such ridiculous numbers. Okay, meaning once we have also done everything for the oil well, we can go for the malthouse optimization, or we can start... Yeah, we don't need malthouse optimization. I mean, we have electricity, we have all of those. They are already
Your ship
producing
has
quite
returned
quickly.
from its voyage.
So there's that.
New orders?
And here it is now time to deliver 40 tons of steam motors. And I really hope you find it as satisfying as I do, seeing all these fields!
Brought some joy. I knew you'd come through.
Okay, now we have to wait, as it
Fields might
seems.
help.
Ceasefire has ended.
Ceasefire with Jean has ended.
It's all prepared.
A lustrous jewel in the crown.
Okay, so newspaper.
I also have my wife and children to think about.
Yeah, I don't want to talk to you.
Your harbor is under attack.
So now I can go to the old
Your
world.
harbor is under attack.
Finally, the Great Eastern is afloat.
Sir Archibald gives his thanks.
Your harbor is under attack.
Because I haven't been there in an eternity. As you can see, the game itself runs fluently, but if a region has not been preloaded, then, well... Hey, at least the war was relatively short, if you even want to call it that. So, and now that the region is preloaded, like the old world, it works. So, Cape Trelawney, Crown Falls...
It's working. I think we have it.
Nice! And I forgot that we don't even need a special item to construct the Great Eastern. Totally forgot about that! We can now simply build it. I'm to build another one of that.
You and I are the same. We don't have to hurt each other.
You make it all up as you go.
Yep, I do. Because I'm not really a guy with a plan. I just react to the circumstances.
guilty until you prove yourself innocent.
Yeah,
You broke
goodbye.
the key off in the lock.
So that seems to work. And now we have here a nice big farming district on this island.
About this, Boris.
Soon that item is also ready.
Now this is what I crossed an ocean.
It will really be interesting to produce enough coal.
Look sharp, the governor's here.
Missing goods, meaning you are not having enough electricity. That is interesting to say the least. That explains a lot. So we had an explosion here. Go for this one here. But no, it is the Arctic. Okay. And once we've expanded on the Arctic, have gotten our first airships, then things are also going to get interesting, because then the AI will also set it there, as far as I know. So now we are producing enough malt. Also, definitely
Your ship has
enough
returned
champagne.
from its voyage.
Cargo boat at the ready.
Construction cost, negative 35%. Yeah, it would have been nicer if it would be construction speed. So... And finally, we are getting to name a ship after our patrons. Shall be our Great Eastern. And... Heritage skin or normal skin? Yeah, we go for heritage.
Hold the crane.
And soon the second Great Eastern will also be ready.
Collier reporting in.
So if I recall correctly, we are getting here also a bit more of chocolate. Chocolate and champagne. We don't need these import-export goods here anymore.
It's working. I think we have it.
You think you have it? Show me. Number 1, number 2. And number 3 still needs to be collected.
The game is afoot. Battle cruiser on the warpath.
We could have used those farms somewhere else. Yeah, the space here for more coffee production. That was actually a bit stupid of me.
Fields might help. We're taking every care.
So you lost 5 tiles of field. That can be fixed easily. You lost a bit more. Alright, I was in blueprint mode. That is of course not cool. But now I am in reality mode, right? Good. Okay then. This now looks finally like something we achieved. So that now fits a bit better.
Ready for action.
We got here the necessary items. Now we have to wait for the resources that we need in order to build another trade union to supply that oil refinery. That is now problematic. So, problem avoided. So, and now we also got our
This
second
represents
Great Eastern.
an extraordinary breakthrough in the field.
Begin the turn.
So, and the second Great Eastern, that is for Hallmann. And now we got our 2 patronships. And with that, we also have our thumbnail. So, as always, I hope you enjoyed this episode. If yes, please consider giving this video a little thumbs up, that would help me a great deal. In the next episode we are going to focus a bit more on finishing the coffee production. And yeah, if everything goes right, we should also be able to start with the telephone production on this island here. That is going to be exhausting. But it will be necessary. We will have to develop around 60 items for that. Oh, that part I will hate.
Personage has arrived.
Okay, and once we got telephones and maybe also steam carriages, I mean, how many do we need? We need 4. How many are we producing? 1, so not enough. That's good to know. That's really good to know. And yeah. If you have any direct feedback, questions, or whatsoever, then just type it down in the comments. I will make sure to read it all. And of course, feel free to join our community Discord if you want to get in touch with me or the rest of the community directly. And yeah, if you want to get notified when the next episode is being uploaded, make sure you're subscribed to the channel and the notifications are activated. And with that, I say goodbye and see you next time in Anno 1800. Bye bye. Okay, there was a bit of a lag. Apparently a train that did not despawn. Huh, all that little bullshit. But yeah, bye bye.